The restaurant was a cathedral of wealth. Crystal chandeliers glowed like molten gold above tables draped in white linen. Every guest wore power like a second skin, the kind of people who didn't look at waiters, only through them. Marcus James had worked there for 5 years. Single father. Widower. Fluent in 3 languages. College degree half finished, abandoned when his wife's illness drained every dollar he had. Now, instead of boardrooms, he walked dining floors. Instead of writing reports, he carried trays. And every night, he heard the same whispers, a black waiter in a place like this. They'll let anyone work here now. Marcus never reacted. He smiled, he bowed, he endured. Because his son needed him to. That Friday night, the air was heavy with laughter and champagne. At table 14 sat a European investment banker and his wife. Rich. Polished. Arrogant. From the moment Marcus approached, they sneered. "Can you even pronounce the names on the wine list?" the men said, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. His wife added with a cold laugh, "Don't waste your breath. He probably barely speaks English." Their friends chuckled. Marcus's chest tightened, but his face stayed calm. He was used to it. Then the couple slipped into German, thinking they were safe. The banker muttered, "Er ist fehl am Platz. Schau in die Iren. Tut so, als wäre zivilisiert. He doesn't belong here. Look at him pretending to be civilized." His wife replied, "Ich wette, versteht kein einziges Wort. I bet he doesn't understand a single word." Nearby diners smirked, enjoying the cruelty. But then Marcus spoke. In perfect, fluid German. Wünschen Sie den 1998 Riesling oder den 2002 Jahrgang? Ich empfehle den zweiten. Passt besser zu Überheblichkeit. Would you prefer the 1998 Riesling or the 2002 vintage? I recommend the latter. It pairs better with arrogance. The dining hall froze. Glasses stopped midair. Forks hung in silence. The banker's face went pale, his wife's smile vanished. Marcus bowed slightly, calm, professional, and walked away. At a corner table, an older man had been watching. James Whittaker. Billionaire. Old money. Quiet power. Unlike the others, he didn't laugh. He studied Marcus with sharp eyes, like someone seeing potential where others saw nothing. When Marcus returned later, he found something unusual. On a folded napkin lay an envelope. Inside, 2 first-class plane tickets and a handwritten note. The note read, "Fluency. Discipline. Dignity. Don't waste it here. Call me tomorrow. J.W." That night, Marcus couldn't sleep. He held the tickets, rereading the note 100 times. Could it be real? Or a crueler joke than the banker's? But the next morning, he dialed the number written below the initials. A secretary answered. "Mr. Whittaker is expecting your call." "One moment." Marcus's heart pounded. Seconds later, a calm voice came on the line. "Mr. James," the billionaire said. "I don't like wasting time. Join me for lunch. Today. My driver will pick you up." Click. The car that arrived wasn't just a car, it was a Rolls-Royce. The driver, in a black suit, greeted Marcus by name. They drove to a glass tower overlooking the Hudson. The top floor, private dining room. Whittaker sat alone at a long table, no bodyguards, no entourage. Just him. He gestured. "Sit." For a long moment, the billionaire said nothing, only studied Marcus like a puzzle. Finally, he spoke. "Why are you a waiter?" Marcus swallowed. "Because life doesn't care about degrees. My wife got sick. I sold everything for treatment. I needed money fast, so I took the first job I could. And when she passed, I stayed. My son needed stability. Routine." Whittaker nodded slowly. "You speak German. Any others?" "French," Marcus admitted. "Some Mandarin. I studied international business before I dropped out." Whittaker's eyes glinted. "So you hide in a restaurant while bankers laugh at you. Why?" Marcus clenched his fists. Because when you're a black man in the city, people already think you don't belong in their world. Sometimes it's easier to be invisible than to fight every day. Whitaker leaned back. And yet, last night, you fought. In front of everyone. Marcus exhaled. Because my son was on my mind. I don't want him to grow up thinking silence is strength, not to his son. Not to the world. And all it took was one moment, one language, and the courage to use it. The room went quiet. Then Whitaker slid a folder across the table. Inside were papers, contracts, a job offer. Come work for me, he said simply. International Division. Berlin office. You'll start as a consultant. Salary 6 figures. Marcus's chest tightened. Why me? Whitaker's voice was steady. Because I don't invest in resumes. I invest in people. And last night, you proved you have something money can't buy. Marcus blinked. What's that? Whitaker's eyes narrowed. Dignity under fire. For weeks, Marcus trained, traveling with Whitaker's team. The same skills that were mocked in the restaurant, his languages, his composure, his discipline, now turned heads in boardrooms across Europe. And one evening, months later, he stood in a hotel ballroom in Berlin. Not with a tray in his hands, but with a microphone. Delivering a presentation in flawless German and French, translating seamlessly for executives who once would have ignored him. Applause thundered through the room. Whitaker, seated in the front row, only smiled. He had seen it the night in Manhattan. Back in New York, the banker who had mocked Marcus returned to the same restaurant. But when he bragged about his latest deal, another guest interrupted. Isn't Marcus James part of that project in Berlin? The banker frowned. Marcus. The waiter. The guest laughed. Not anymore. He's Whitaker's right hand now. Brilliant man. Languages, deals, vision. The kind of mind you don't forget. The banker's wine soured in his mouth. Because he realized the man he had mocked was now a name whispered in boardrooms around the world. Months later, Marcus sat in his modest apartment. His son, Elijah, ran into the room holding a postcard. Dad. Look, it's from Germany. Marcus smiled, lifting his boy into his arms. On the card was a photo of the very plane ticket Whitaker had given him, framed with the words, "First steps change everything." And for the first time in years, Marcus believed it. He wasn't invisible anymore.